Discovering possibilities and potential with passion every day. This is a TPPN production. Welcome to the Xenomorphic Possibilities Podcast, episode number 1, an introduction. Welcome to the very first Xenomorphic Possibilities Podcast. If you kind of stumbled upon this podcast, you may be wondering what this show is going to be actually about. Well, for those that don't know what a xenomorph is, I just want to take a couple minutes just to describe, the background of what the title of the show is all about and what a xenomorph is exactly. So a xenomorph is basically the alien in the Alien series, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, and they used it once again in the Alien vs. Predator series, which I'm not as much of a fan of. But that's the name of the alien. The kind of breakdown of the naming of the creature, or the beast in the series, is, let me kind of go over that so you guys actually know the kind of history of the naming of this character in this series. Xenomorphic, or xenomorph, is literally an alien form from the Greek xeno, or strange, and morph, meaning shape. So strange shape and alien, and this was used in the second film by Lieutenant Gorman, and in the second film, Aliens, and then also by Ellen Ripley in Alien 3, if you watch the director's cut, as what to describe the alien as. It's a xenomorph. And it is now used by fans to actually differentiate the alien in this film from all the other aliens and all the movies out there. If you want to go even more to the naming, the species binomial names are given in Latin as either Entavius raptus, meaning murderous thief, and or foul tongue in some of the comic books were actually used. So lots of different names for this creature. It was actually referred to as creature, serpent, beast, dragon, monster, or simply a thing. So I'm kind of going over kind of the different things that were used as far as what do you name this thing, and where does this thing come from? What is this creature, this alien that has spawned all of these films? There's 6 films now. There's going to be, I believe, 8 in a few years here as we have more and more of these things. And, what is this? So, and he is going to be working with Ridley Scott in the next Alien film. I'm not sure exactly you can call it an alien film, but it's called Prometheus. So he's been kind of in there. He's helped out throughout the entire franchise of Alien, and he's played a key role in getting a lot of the visuals to what they are and what they have been. H.R. Geiger was the inspiration for kind of the entire, discovery of this alien in the first film. These people go down, this crew goes down and discovers this planet with these alien eggs in it, and all the different artwork and imagery you see inside of that derelict spacecraft, the space jockeys, was that of H.R. Geiger's. So he was truly influential in this film, and just the whole creature of what he really contributed to this. So that is kind of what, for those that aren't familiar with the term xenomorphic or xenomorph, is what the background of this alien is. I will, of course, be going probably more in depth with the alien, the different evolutions of how this creature evolves through the films. And there's just so much to talk about as far as this whole franchise is concerned, because it is such a huge franchise that has so many loyal fans that want to see more and more of these films made. And one cool thing that happened to me today is I recently got in my 18-inch figure of the original Alien. It's by Netco, and it's kind of, I think it's a vintage figure that they don't really make anymore. But I got it, I got set up, and it is very impressive. And just the artwork and the detail that goes into this design of the alien is just impressive. It's just a great piece of artwork, and I love this series so much. So the reason I'm actually doing this podcast is I am a huge fan of Alien, the whole series. And I have always been, since, look at the first time I saw it. I saw Alien, I was blown away. I was blown away by this creation, this film. I was blown away by this whole world that these people were in. I was blown away by the character Ripley. I was blown away by just every aspect of this film, down to the directors that were chosen for each of the movies, the composers that were chosen for each of the movies, and just every aspect of this film. From the moment I saw it, early age, I was probably 15, 12 when I first saw it, and I just keep on coming back to it, over the years, and I just keep on rekindling that love of this series. And I've been recently watching the movies again, diving into the extras, and it's just such a world that is so in depth, and there's so much to it. It's not a film that you can just watch once and that's it. There's so much to these films, and this podcast is an opportunity to dive into that. Alien 3, so that's another, you got 6, 7, that's another 8 years, so 8 years in between Aliens, 8 years between Aliens and Alien 3, now to Alien Resurrection that came out in 97, so that's 5 years. So a lot of space between these films, and the directors they chose for each of these is just remarkable. They had Ridley Scott in his earlier career. They had James Cameron, a huge director, very early in his career once again. They had David Fincher, the guy that did Seven. He did Fight Club, all these big films. I think he did The Social Network even. This was his first feature film, Alien 3. And then they got the guy that did Amelie and Children of God to do Alien Resurrection, this French director. And it's just amazing how they were able to pick out these directors at the beginning of their career and recognize their brilliance. And allow them to create unique films, each and of themselves, that are so connected as a cohesive unit that it's impressive to me. So these films really, I hope you can tell, mean a lot to me, and there's a lot to them that I am going to be digging into and discovering what these things are all about, what these films are all about. And I hope to actually go into some of the things beyond what Hollywood made and go into fan fiction, writings about the films. I hope to go into, there's actually fan films made and all these creations of fans, and I hope to go into that whole realm of what fans are creating around this whole world of the Alien series. So with that, I think I should go into, I wanted to talk about the prequels that are going to be coming up pretty soon here. So part of the reason I started this podcast today and now is, first off, I'm just reinvigorated with the love of this series once again. I've watched all 4 of these back-to-back over the past 4 days, and I've dug into, I've got the quadrilogy DVD set. I'm digging into the extras and the interviews and all those different things and the making of the films. And also, Ridley Scott is really he's in the production mode. He's not post, but he's getting ready to make some new Alien inspired films, and these were originally called prequels. But right now, it's kind of uncertain what these films will be. It is said there will be 2 of these films, and let's. The star of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So it's kind of misleading when they say scrap it. So he said, this is Scott saying, while Alien was indeed the jumping off point for this project, out of the creative process evolved a new grand mythology and universe in which this original story takes place. The keen Alien fan will recognize strands of Alien's DNA, so to speak. The ideas tackled in this film are unique, large, and provocative. I couldn't be more pleased to have found this singular tale I'd been searching for and finally returned to this genre that's so close to my heart. So that's from Scott. Now, here is another quote from that same article here. So it's reported the screenwriter is the same guy that's actually worked on the series of Lost, John Spatz, and with former, let's see, what's this quote here? Okay, and this is from Lindelof, Damon Lindelof. He also worked on Lost, and I think he's going to be working with Ridley on this one. In a world flooded with prequels, sequels, and reboots, I was incredibly struck by just how originally Ridley's vision was for this movie. It's daring, visceral, and hopefully the last thing anyone expects. when I sat in a movie theater as a kid, feet raised off the floor for fear that something might grab my ankles. I never dreamed in my wildest imagination I would one day get to collaborate with the man responsible for it. Working alongside him has been nothing short of a dream come true. So, it's interesting. Also to note, release date has been announced March 9th, 2012. So, we are about a year away from this alien-inspired film. We really don't know too much about it. All we know is it's not the original idea of let's go explore this alien planet, who is a space jockey, all that kind of stuff. But it seems like that Ridley's excited to go back into this genre. Now, does this genre mean it's going to be the genre of you're back in the alien world? You're in the world where these aliens are running around. You're in the world of everything we've seen so far in this series. Is that what he means? Are we in that world? Or does he mean we're in the science fiction horror genre? I kind of have a feeling we're in the earlier, the one where it's, the alien genre. We're in this genre of aliens, that we've seen so far. But perhaps with this film, it's not as directly related to those. It might be something in that same world, but not in that same storyline, perhaps, is maybe what Ridley is going for with this film. And the film is said to be, there's going to be 2 films, actually, one to be released a year after that. That has not really been confirmed yet. IMDb is still marking that is the case. So it's still, we're still uncertain as far as what will actually transpire with this series. And it's intriguing to see what is going to happen with this series. I'm not sure if you guys realize, but Ridley Scott is by far my favorite director, above that of any other director that I've become a fan of, above Spielberg, above Kubrick, above Oliver Stone. He is by far my favorite director. I own each and every one of his films, even the ones that I had to get through an import DVD because I do not sell the DVDs in the States. And that, of course, is Conquest of Paradise. So Ridley Scott, I have absolute faith that he will create something truly spectacular. And with what he's been saying, it's going to be just really impressive. And I hope a part of this Alien series as perhaps a different perspective of what we've seen already in the series. Something fresh and new. I'm excited about that. So Ridley Scott, he actually directed the first Alien film. And just kind of go into what else he has done. He's done, like, it's amazing. The reason I love this director so much is because he is able to make masterpieces in every genre known to mankind. So he created Alien, this awesome sci-fi, I guess, horror film. I guess it's not really horror. I guess it's more of a suspense film, right? And let me pull up his filmography as a director. So let me pull that up right now. I think I know all of them, but I don't want to miss any in case. So let me, as director, here we go. So yeah, so the first film was The Duelist he created, and it was a more artistic film. Alien and Blade Runner and were next. Those were 2 fantastic sci-fi films, and each of those were different from one another. Legend was kind of after that, and Legend was a wonderful fantasy kind of story about good versus evil. Very great film. Jerry Goldsmith scored it. Quite a wonderful film. Then Someone to Watch Over Me was kind of a drama film. Very nice indeed. Black Rain was kind of a gang type film. Quite nice. And then Thelma and Louise, this kind of comedy thing, was after that. And it's amazing that this guy was able to create Alien and Thelma and Louise. 1492, Conquest of Paradise, about Christopher Columbus, was after that. This one is available through Netflix streaming, but the DVD still is not available in the States. That is something that just is kind of crazy to me. It's a fantastic film about, Christopher Columbus and the dream, right? White Squall, this boating young man adventure. You're a young boy, and you go on an adventure. It's a good film as well. You did G.I. Jane after that, Gladiator, Hannibal, Black Hawk Down, Matchstick Men, Kingdom of Heaven. A fantastic film. I love that one. It's one of my favorites of all time. A Good Year, American Gangster, Body of Lies, Robin Hood, and now Prometheus. So it's amazing what he's done, and I'm excited to see what he will do with this new Alien-inspired film. And I hope everyone else would love to tune in and share their thoughts on this new direction of Alien with Prometheus, what your favorite Alien film is, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Before I leave, let's just kind of go over kind of future episodes. So in future episodes, I'm going to go really in-depth with the movies and films. I'd love to go in the fan fiction. I'd love to explore, just the whole alien world, and that's what this show's going to be all about. The whole alien world, every intricate part of it, and I think there's a lot of great stuff to discuss, a lot of stuff to keep on going for a long time before I have to worry about running out of content, especially by the time I start running out of content. I would imagine that's when we'll start seeing Prometheus in the next film, and it's going to be a fun time. So I'd love to hear feedback from you. You can send me an email at thepossibilitiesnetwork@gmail.com, and just let me know what you think of this first episode and what kind of stuff would you like to see going forward. I'm very excited about this, as you can probably hear in my voice. If you want more information about this show and other shows, please visit www.tppn.tv. I do another film-based show called The Cinematic Possibilities, where I dissect films and kind of the life lessons you can learn from each of the films out there. I've done episodes on Harry Potter and Tron and all sorts of stuff. So check out the Cinematic Possibilities podcast over at tppn.tv, as well as many others. And with that, you've been listening to the Xenomorphic Possibilities podcast on tppn.tv. This is Tim. I'll talk to everyone again next time.